couple minutes here, make sure everything is nice and stable all across the YouTube platform. Make sure that we've got a couple people actually drifting on in here before we officially get started. Well, Broncos country, that sucked. No way to beat around the bush. That absolutely sucked as the Denver Broncos lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers 13-6 in their home opener. And I realize I need to change the title because I think I put 17-6 in the title too. But yeah, guys, it was not a good performance whatsoever for the Denver Broncos. The offensive side of the ball, things really just did not get going. Bo Nix had some struggles, but to be honest, I'm not putting this loss on Bo Nix. I thought that the play calling was absolutely putrid. I thought that the game management was not good, especially at the end of the game there. Like, Shawn, what are you doing, dude? First of all, why do you kick the field goal in that situation? You're still down and you only have one timeout. What happened was the Steelers were able to run out the clock and the Broncos only got it back with 18 seconds. Then, on the punt, you didn't have your guy fair catch it. Instead, Marvin Mims ended up returning that punt and wasted 10 seconds off the clock. Horrible game management by Shawn Payton at the end of that game. We got Bronco fan in the house. We got Merlot in the house. Maverick, Crumble Cookies, Keisha. We've got Robert Pena. This team has a long way to go, Broncos country. There's no way around it. Offensively, again, man, your offensive line got absolutely walloped. Garrett Bowles, Mike McGlinchey, both of those guys played terrible. Another poor game from Quinn Miners, I thought. Once again, your run game struggled to have volume production. I do think it was better than last week, certainly, but the run game was not good. Again, receivers with drops, receivers not getting separation. Greg Dulcich had some bad drops. Cortland Sutton, I believe, had a drop. Josh Reynolds had a drop. It was not good. It was absolutely not good, Broncos country. There's very few positive things that you can take away from this game. One of the only positive things you can really take away is that the Broncos didn't get shut out at home. This team is very clearly a long way away from being competitive, and it's very frustrating because some in Broncos country thought that this year would be the thing that things would change a little bit, but I don't know what's going on with Shawn Payton. I really don't. The play calling offensively I thought was still substandard. No pre-snap motion to speak of. There were a couple of designed QB runs, which was nice, but didn't use Bo Nix's mobility enough. Had him seriously just try to do too much out there. That last play got intercepted, and then we got to talk about it. Bo Nix's interception in the end zone forced it off of his back foot into double coverage back in the end zone. Sutton was blanketed on that. There was no even reasonable reason why the Broncos should have, or why Bo Nix should have tried to throw it in that situation. Pat Surtain, I will say, Pat Surtain I think was a little better than what the stat line's going to show. I thought that those pass interference calls were honestly bad calls. I really did. I'm not going to sit here and blame the officiating because the Broncos beat themselves in this game, but the officiating was questionable in this game. I will definitely say that. Some bad pass interference calls. I thought that the unnecessary roughness call on PJ Locke was bad. But that's no excuse. Absolutely no excuse. The Broncos offense was completely stagnant, especially in the first half. Second half, they got things going a little bit. It really started on that razzle-dazzle play. Shawn Payton comes out in Wildcat. Javonte Williams gets the ball and pitches it back to Bo Nix. And then Bo Nix obviously connects deep downfield there with Josh Reynolds. So that was one nice play, certainly. But after that, 2 plays later, Bo Nix throws that ugly pick in the end zone. Overall, man, I really thought Bo Nix did a decent enough job when it came to dealing with what he had. I thought, again, man, the receiver play was substandard. The offensive line play was about as bad as it gets. And Javonte Williams, not great either. The run game, I thought, was slightly better in this game than it was against Seattle, but still not great, as it is raining now here in Denver. And then defensively, I thought there was no pass rush to speak of, and I said in my pregame preview that the Broncos should essentially sacrifice their pass rush in order to keep Justin Fields contained in the pocket. And in the first half, Justin Fields was running all over the Broncos. That was not good. We can't expect more from the rookie with a bad coaching and bad offensive line, bad wide receiver play, 100%. Once we get sat down here, guys, we're going to have a conversation about Shawn Payton. Congrats, guys. All right. Big old convoy of Steelers fans. There are a lot of Steelers fans here in the stadium. All right, we're going to go and sit in our usual spot here, guys. Sorry. Want a chance at a wild card? Go with Zach. No. Zach Wilson's not going to thrive in these same conditions.
This guy's the champ. This guy's the champ. I watch this podcast.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it, dude. What's your name, man? Chris. Nice to meet you, Chris.
I wish they had Russ back, though. He's the champ.
Cheers, bro. Thank you so much for watching. That was cool. Just met a fan. That was absolutely awesome. Like Chris says, cannot run the ball at all, and it was depressing. Obviously, your run game was a part of your problem, but it wasn't the only problem. As we got to do our first walk of shame of the season, Broncos country. Oh yeah, we're going to have a talk about Sean Merlo. We're just heading to our usual, a charging station. You know what? We're going to do our show right here, guys. Perfect. We got a phone charging station. Hell yeah. All right, so change of plans. Our show right here, Broncos country. All right, let's have the Shawn Payton conversation because, quite frankly, Shawn Payton has not lived up to what we thought he was going to live up to when we traded a first-round pick and a second-round pick to get him. Quite frankly, the offense looks archaic out there. There's no pre or post-snap, or there's no pre-snap motion. There's no read options. There's no RPOs, or barely any RPOs. And the RPOs that he is calling are, quite frankly, outdated. Microphone's messed up. Is that better? Is that better, guys? Let me know. Let me know, because it might be I need to unplug my phone. Let me know. Okay, there we go. Cool. All right. Sorry, I was just covering it up. I got a new phone, and I forgot exactly where the microphone is on it. But as far as the Shawn Payton stuff, guys, there's no pre-snap motion, no quarterback run game to speak of. The run game in general sucks, and I can't emphasize enough how big not using pre-snap motion is. Pre-snap motion allows you to literally identify what coverage the defense is in pre-snap. Quite frankly, not utilizing that in the modern day 2024 NFL offense is unacceptable. You've got to use motion. Help your quarterback out and simplify what he's trying to read at the line of scrimmage. 9 times out of 10, if you use motion, you can literally see if the defense is running man coverage or zone. Because if they're running with you when you're motioning, you're probably going to get man coverage. When they shift when you motion, that means more often than not you're going to get zone coverage. Just like Bronco fan says, pre-snap motion is football 101. You see high school offenses that run pre-snap motion at a high level. College offenses with pre-snap motion at a high level. The New Orleans Saints literally pivoted away from Shawn Payton's offense when they fired Pete Carmichael, brought in Clint Kubiak, and now they have gone from the most archaic offense in football with no pre-snap motion to an offense that uses pre-snap motion on almost every single play, Broncos country. Almost every single play. If Shawn Payton continues to struggle with the play calling, then quite frankly, I think the Broncos need to consider maybe switching play callers. Give Davis Webb an opportunity to see what he can do at offensive play caller. Davis Webb is a head coach in the making. He's certainly an offensive coordinator in the making. Why not give him that opportunity to see if he can sort of modernize your offense a little bit? Implement some pre-snap motion, implement some freaking quarterback run game, implement a more modernized running back run game. And also, some of this is on coaching, certainly. We can sit here and we can say that the coaching staff did a piss poor job, which they did. But you can also acknowledge the other factor here, which is the personnel is clearly not where it needs to be. Think about Garrett Bowles, Mike McGlinchey. Those guys were getting destroyed today. Absolutely destroyed. I imagine both of them gave up at least 3 or 4 pressures. And then they both got knocked out of the game at the end. So we'll have to see what happens in terms of the health of both of the Broncos starting tackles. But even the Broncos starting tackle, I mean, they're terrible. They're absolutely terrible. They played horrible. As much as you can sit here and try to say, oh, Bo needs to do more, the coaching needs to be better, the run game needs to be better, that's true, but when your offensive line play is terrible, when your guys cannot pass block to save your life, when your run blocking is garbage, then your offense is going to be stagnant. And then when the receivers come into the equation, terrible. Again, guys are not getting open, guys aren't getting separation. The yards after the catch was better today. I will say the yards after the catch was better. They heard Joe Lombardi calling him out for getting basically 0 yards per catch. What's going on, man?
Let's go, Steelers!
Cheers, dude. But yeah, overall, dude, I just thought that the entire offensive operation looked stagnant from the get-go. And it was just really frustrating.
I mean, who's going to start a rookie against TJ Watt? Nobody's going to do that.
He's got a
They're
point.
not going to do that.
Also, I mean, not leaving your right tackle one-on-one on an island with TJ Watt
Was a bad idea.
Bad idea.
Bad idea.
Take it from this guy.
Idea.
Take it from this guy.
This guy knows. Bo don't know, but this guy knows.
And just
Bo don't know diddly. This guy knows.
and just like Rodney says here, where are the slants? Where are the comeback routes? Like, this is all essential, basic football, Broncos country. I'm gonna look here. Let's see if Shawn Payton has taken the podium yet. I obviously want to get that press conference to you guys as soon as possible because I know for a fact Shawn Payton is going to be grilled for this one, for sure. I wouldn't say the team wasn't motivated, Michael, but I will say that clearly something is not right. Just in terms of the coaching, in terms of the operations, something is not right.
That's something.
I don't know.
Let's bring back John Elway.
Oh, God.
Bring that guy back.
Bring John Elway back, and this team will take 5 steps in the wrong direction.
Oh, shit.
Sean stretching that he botched it up. I mean, look, his clock management and his game management there at the end of the game was inexcusable. The fact that they chose to kick that field goal when they only had 1 timeout and couldn't stop the clock with enough time to get a score was absolutely ridiculous. Sean's up. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to dip out of here and get Shawn Payton's press conference up before I leave the stadium, guys. Frustrating loss. Very frustrating loss. Anything else you got to say, man?
Thank you for inviting us to your home because it's special here. And you guys know football. Bo may or may not know football, but you guys know football, and we appreciate you. And thank you. And here we go, Steelers.
Cheers, man. Hey, man, I got nothing but respect and love for Steeler Nation. Nothing but respect and love for them. They're a great fan base. You guys travel great. Nothing but love for Steeler Nation, except for today, of course. Obviously, a very frustrating loss. All right, we're going to get Sean recorded and get him up onto the channel right away, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to this post-game stream. Before we dip out of here, if you could just do me a big favor and leave a like on the stream as well as subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate it. Those are both free and easy ways to show your support. Helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out, and it helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos country just like you and me. And until the next one, guys, I am your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.
I went to high school in Madrid.
Oh, really?